Hello friends! Have you ever thought about why the table is rectangular or why the bicycle wheels are round? Well, the answer is in the world of plain geometry. In this video, we will have fun getting to know the shapes everything around us, from triangles, squares, circles to other cool polygons. Come on, let's see how the geometry of this plane plays a big role in our daily lives. Let's start.
Circle. Welcome to my friend. Now we will learn about the part of circle. But first, what is a circle? A circle is a flat shape that is perfectly round and has no corner or edge. We can see objects around us with this kind of shape. Let's look at some example. This cloth is a circle. What about this donut? Do we see a circle inside? This plate we have to eat is also a circle. Now, let's get to know the different parts of the circle. First is the surface. This is the part that is inside the outline of the circle. Then we have the center. This is the point that is equidistant from all the points on the circle. The distance of the center to any point on the circle is called the radius. A straight line was to any point lie on the circle is called the bone string. The longest bone string in a circle is called the diameter. The diameter is twice the radius of the section.
Triangle. Imagine that a triangle is like a three-sided friends that always complement each other. The triangle is a basic shape in the world of geometry, with three corners and three sides that are all connected. So, no matter how different the shapes of triangles are, whether they are pointed, obtuse, or right, they still have the same characteristic: three corners and three sides that make up the angles. Triangles are fun because they have various personalities, you know. If all sides are the same length, it's called an equilateral triangle, which is balanced and harmonious. If only two sides are the same, it becomes an isosceles triangle, the loyal with both sides. And if all the sides are different length, it's called an arbitrary triangle, free triangle who like variation. What's even more exciting is that triangles are everywhere, from the shape of house roof, traffic signs. Even when you cut a large pan of pizza, you will get a triangle shape in your pizza slice. Triangles are known for their strength, which makes them super stable structure in architecture. Just look at bridge, towers, or house roofs. They often utilize triangle to support the load. That's because triangles do not change shape when receiving pressure from various sides, in contrast to squares or other shapes which can bend or fold. This is why triangles are so loved by structural engineers. One iconic example is the Eiffel Tower in Paris. The steel structure of this tower has many triangles which make it strong and durable. So guys, even though it looks simple, the triangle is one of the hidden heroes in science, technology, and everyday life.
Besides the flat shape of a triangle, today we will discuss a shape that we often see in our daily lives. This shape is simple yet very unique. What is it? Yes, that's right. We will discuss square. A square is a two-dimensional flat shape that has four sets of equal length and four right angles, which are 90 degrees. The characteristic of a square is that all its sides and angles are equal. A square is also a special type of rectangle, where all its sides are of equal length. Next, let's discuss the characteristic of a square. First, all sides are of equal length. All sides of a square have the same length. All four angles of a square are 90 degrees or right angles. Second, line symmetry and rotational symmetry. A square has 4 lines of symmetry and 90 degrees rotational symmetry. This means that if we rotate the square by 90 degrees, its shape remains the same. Are squares only found in math book? Of course not. We can find squares shaped in many things in everyday life. Let's look at some examples. First, ceramic floor tiles. Second, chessboard. Third, window glass and photo frames. Fourth, woven fabrics and tablecloths. So, now we know that squares are not only found in math lesson but also present in many objects around us. I hope now you all understand more about squares and their characteristics.
The next flat shape that we will discuss is another unique flat shape, the trapezium. A trapezium is a very cool and unique shape. Imagine you see a table that has two parallel sides, but the other two sides curve in different directions. Well, that's a trapezium. The parallel sides are called the base and top, while the two sloping sides make the trapezium look more dynamic. So, trapezium have a different style compared to other flat shapes. What makes trapezium even more interesting is that there are several types. First, an isosceles trapezium, where both hypotenuse are the same length. This makes the trapezium look more balanced and pleasing to the eye. Furthermore, there is also a right trapezium which has one right angle. Then there are also irregular trapezium where all the sides can be different lengths. So a trapezium can display various characters depending on how we draw it. Trapezium also frequently appear in everyday life. For example, the shape of a house roof that resembles a trapezium, or even in modern building design that are super stylish. Many architects really love using the trapezium shape because it gives an interesting and dynamic impression. Moreover, trapezium have fascinating properties worth exploring. If we draw a line from the non-parallel angles, we will get two triangles. This shows that trapezium have a close relationship with other geometric shapes. So, trapezium have unique characteristics that can be found in various places and can even serve as inspiration in design. By understanding trapezium, we can better appreciate the beauty and complexity of the shape around us. Let's explore more about trapezium and discover the excitement behind this shape.
Now, we come to the last flat building, the parallelogram. Please note that a parallelogram is a two-dimensional flat shape that looks almost like a rectangle, consisting of two parallel ribs and facing each other. The shape of a parallelogram looks like a sloping rectangle. Unlike other flat shapes, such as square, which has four axes of symmetry, a parallelogram has no axis of symmetry. Thus, a parallelogram is a flat shape with two pairs of equal sides and two pairs of equal length ribs. You need to know the parallelograms can be found in our daily lives. For design many floor patterns or tiles in the shape of a parallelogram to produce a unique design. There are also building structures that are built in the shape of a parallelogram, namely house tiles seen from the side. The Klang office building in Hamburg, Germany. Now, you know what a parallelogram is. We can conclude that parallelograms have many applications in everyday life, both in building construction, interior design, and in everyday appliances.